23 years ago, Don Wessels was in the army and in the prime of his life. Then a landmine explosion in Angola claimed the use of his eyes and both his hands.
Well, I had to make a decision. I was just so grateful that I was still alive, and my accident could have been so much worse. I could have lost my hearing, both my eardrums burst with the accident. I could have had brain damage. I could have been dead. I could have been paralyzed. So I just decided in my mind that I'm still going to be positive and focus on what I still have. There's still a life for me to live, and I decided to do the best with what I've got. And so my cup is not half empty, it's half full and rising.
According to Don, the biggest lesson this experience taught him echoes the words of author Robert Kiyosaki. Great opportunities are not seen with your eyes, they are seen with your mind.
I started studying at Stellenbosch. I did a BA degree and I did a master's later on. But I did so many interesting things. I fished in 5 countries after I've been blind, to Namibia, Zanzibar, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. I've climbed mountains. I've starting from a small mountain going up to Kilimanjaro later, and I've met my wife. And I think that's probably my best achievement, is just to get such a beautiful wife and be married.
Don married Matia a decade ago and is continually astounded at her unique capacity to look beyond the mere physical into the heart of her husband.
Well, we met about 11 years ago, and love at first sight. For her, I think. And no, I just liked more. I think there was a bit of chemistry. I liked her, and then we started seeing each other.
It was basically a mutual friend that we both know that told that the previous night she and another friend were talking and said, oh, they must get a girlfriend for Don. And then she said, but immediately I came to her mind, and it wasn't really an issue for me that he was blind. Maybe because I'm a nurse, or I don't know why, but it just clicked. I don't really see Don as disabled because I don't think he doesn't see himself as disabled. He doesn't act as a disabled person. Obviously, I've got to do like practical things like driving and stuff like that, which I won't trust him with. But it works for us for a relationship because I expect him to do normal things like all other wives expect husbands to do things. So it really actually helps me a lot.
Yeah, I try to do as much as I can. I do the household administration. I've got a talking computer that I can sending emails, going on the internet, taking telephone calls, and little chores by the house. With the 3 kids at home, I do the bottle feeding. I smell when there's a nappy and pass it on. So it's a privilege to have the children at home.
The family lives in Somerset West with Mateo, who's almost 4, his 2-year-old brother Francois, and new baby Guido.
It's an attitude of life, and when life gets you bogged down a bit, when the world gets a bit small, then you're focusing on yourself. And the trick is to reach out, to focus on other people, and then you don't think of yourself and your troubles. You want to do something for other people, and immediately you help yourself to be happy.
Don says there's one thought that always puts things in perspective. The concept that life is not about living for yourself or for the here and now, but for others and for the hereafter.
Hello, doctor.